benevolent. They deal with all things as the dogs of grass are dealt with. Sages do not act proud. We wish to be benevolent. They deal with the people as the dogs of grass are dealt with. May not the space between heaven and earth be compared to a bellows. 'Tis empty, it loses not its power. 'Tis moved again and sends forth air. The more much speech to swift exhaustion, let me see your inner being, God, and keep it Heaven and earth do not act from the impulse of benevolent. They deal with all things as the dogs of grass are dealt with. The sages do not act from they wish to be benevolent. They deal with the people as the dogs of grass are dealt with. May not the space between heaven and earth be compared to a bellows. 'Tis empty, yet it loses not its power. 'Tis moved again and sends forth air. The more much speech to swift exhaustion, let we see your inner being guard and keep it free. Heaven and earth do not act from anywhere wish to be benevolent. They deal with all things as the dogs of grass are dealt with. The sages do not act from anywhere wish to be benevolent. They deal with the people as the dogs of grass are dealt with. May not the space between heaven and earth be compared to a bellows. 'Tis empty, yet it loses not its power. 'Tis moved again and
Hit that like button and subscribe.
Heaven and earth do not act from any wish to be benevolent. It just came out this
4 hours ago, maybe. What do you think?
Well, I know they were talking about it and they were kind of like leaking hints, but now the state media, it's coming on the state media.
Yeah, he's going to be dead. He's going to be dead by Wednesday.
Something about it has to be
Inshallah,
captivating.
yes. That's what will happen.
And
He's the new 48-hour supreme leader of Iran.
Nobody
I'll
cares.
tell you, the military objectives and achievements a weekend are truly extraordinary, as the president has effectively laid out. Iran's Air Force destroyed. Iran's air defenses destroyed and almost completely degraded. Its Navy sunk. Over 40 ships sitting at the bottom of the ocean. And importantly, their ability to produce these ballistic missiles and these drones with which they've been terrorizing Israel, their neighbors in the Gulf, providing to Russia and using against Ukraine, is also being severely degraded. So the military, our great Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, Secretary Rubio, and others are laying out the case in terms of how we are going to protect the American people and eliminate this threat once and for all. I can tell you as a veteran, I can't, it breaks my heart in so many ways that we have had to deal with this threat across the Middle East for 47 years. And I want to be clear, the Iranian regime started this war in 1979 under Jimmy Carter, and thank God for President Trump. He's taking the bold, decisive action that so many of his predecessors have failed to do to end it and to end this threat to the American people and our allies once and for all.
There you go. So everybody made the rounds on Sunday Morning News.
That is the correct framing. That is the framing that I believe.
I don't care. So when you're in different spaces and you're hearing people moan, you say it just like I do. It's the most America First answer you're going to ever hear. We fought many wars in the Middle East for the Gulf countries and for that oil to keep it pumping and going and to protect everybody in their palaces over there. And all of a sudden, they're getting their asses pounded in, and you think I'm going to cry bloody murder when I have Americans that decide to move to the UAE so they don't have to pay a tax and they can run around doing God knows what on yachts with Ukrainian and Russian hookers? No. Spare me the clutch pearling. I'm done. I am all but done. Keep your ass in America. We have 50 beautiful states. Find a house that you can afford and stay here. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit one way or the other.
We've decimated the war by a lot. We've decimated their whole evil empire. It'll continue, I'm sure, for a little while. But we're very proud of the people in Paris. The parents were so proud of their boy yesterday, called my boy. Young lady. The parents are so proud. Many of them have military parents, as you know. So but it's always a very sad thing. The war itself is going unbelievably. It's as good as it can be.
A lover, and
I don't know what Carrie Lake is talking about gay lovers, but okay, I don't know what Carrie God help me, I don't know what she's been up to.
By the way, things are going it's important for people who do care about
It's been a week.
I was just about to say, you preempted me.
I swear to God.
It's important for people who actually care about the facts.
It's like having sex
Things
with your
are going
friend's
really-
wife on the first night and expecting her to be pregnant within a week. I mean, what are you guys talking about here?
Yeah, what the pregnancy
Knock it out. They're already buying the pregnancy test. Everybody needs to calm down. It's
Yeah, things are going really.
completely dismantle a whole country. And everybody's like, when is she gonna be pregnant? When is the baby coming? What do you mean? You just buried the girl on a Tuesday and
it's
expect it
McDonald's
now.
culture. We want it now, and we have no patience anymore.
No.
The drone. By the way, the drone.
That's narrative shaping. I'm sorry. I don't placate to the left as the communists. I'm fine.
So to put some numbers on it, right? The drone and the missile fire have gone down about 85%. Both, if we combine both those categories since day 2. So they're already, and we're 9 days since the war. Between Israel and the U.S., they've dropped over 11. It's more. Check this yesterday. It's now more as today. More than 11,000 bombs on military and military production targets in Iran. Versus, just to give you a comparison, the successful strikes. Now it's obviously wreaking some havoc on the oil market, but just the point is it's temporary. Successful strikes by Iran on the various Gulf countries and Israel that actually landed and hit something and blew something up are like several dozen. So that's 11,000. Versus several dozen successful strikes. Relax. Not you, but people who are freaking out about things, relax.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark, and then I'm going to go to the rest of Andy.
I don't think anybody needs to know anything any more about shaping the narrative than just listening to what you just said for the last 30 minutes. And this is nothing different from what you've been saying for the past 2 years. This is like the greatest time in the history of the world, as far as I'm concerned. I've never seen anything like it. We're finally like doing what we should have been doing for 30 years already, 40 years. We are fighting back against the Islamist, fascist, Nazi, Russian, whatever the hell it is. It's all coming together, and you know, some people just never going to get it. They're never going to get it. They like just the line of questioning. Dara, I'm sorry, but it's you've been in these spaces for 2, 3, whatever, all these years. You've not really gotten a grasp. I know you want to fight the narrative, but just fight it. I'm telling you, just speak to anybody you speak to. Just turn it around and just do exactly what Self just did. You have no problem like teaching, and that's up to us. If you want to be in this space and you want to fight the narrative, you've got the lesson plan right there. And stop saying inshallah. As much as I think you think it's a joke, I really don't think you should do it, AB. I don't want to hear you say any like Arabic shit anymore. Forget about inshallah.
When it comes to hoping Ayatollahs die, I think it's appropriate.
No. I hate
EMB, if I may respond to you,
Larry?
Ribono Shalom, put me in the queue. Put me in the queue, pro. I want to answer the question you're asking.
Where do you get your morals from? Are you people fucking stupid?
Kingo,
Like, what do you mean? Jesus Christ. What room is this? Where am I right now?
Is this an ethics morals education room? Hello?
No, I think you need to take a deep breath. I think you're unnecessarily angry right now. There is literally no.
This is Roivas on a good day.
I don't need some dumb woman home.
Ooh.
There it is.
Cursing out this whole time like a child.
Fucking loudmouth broad.
Ooh.
Come on, man. Listen,
Man, I like to call the broads.
Like,
In the 1980s, guys.
Kingo brought up morals. So what do you want to talk about morals about, Kingo? You think get morals from a movie and a book, or what?
No, like you don't think that our moral values that we hold as a society right now is rooted within the Christianity and the biblical
Not necessarily. No. Not at all.
What an observation. Who would have thought? Maybe you could gather some intelligence on morals and ethics from the Bible. Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Luke, Matthew, Mark, John. Wisdom, intelligence in the Bible, morals, ethics, virtues.
They don't come from philosophy either. They don't come from religion.
Comes from God. Philosophy is the wisdom, the domination of the wise. Let me negate your words.
Where do they come from?
My opinion, my concept is stronger than your concept. Hello?
Developed around that, so you can say they come from religion, but they come from us and
Yeah.
Well,
Rovis
that's
said that.
brilliant. I never would have thought of that. Thank you for telling me.
But all of that was like strong.
well, you didn't understand the first time I said it.
I know. I don't understand you because you're too intelligent,
When you
and
say
I'm
that
just
to a woman,
dumb to understand you. Right?
Do you
That's
feel like a
clearly the
good
problem.
man when you say that to a woman? Does it make
Honestly,
you good?
if
Was that supposed to be a brilliant take?
I mean, think about it. Think about that. God comes down and be like, truth. You know it was actually at 12 weeks, right? You murderer.
Why is it whenever I come into a chillism room, Samoa is always the one talking? I want to talk about geopolitics from the perspective.
Yeah, don't you got a Slurpee machine to clean? Right? Yeah, hey, don't you got a Slurpee machine to clean? You know what that is, right? Yeah, the guy has like 1 million accounts. Yeah. Rich? But oh no, he only has 100,000. Tomorrow, what you do, bro? Would you there's a train, right? And there's 5 born babies. Right? And there's another train with 2 feeders. And you have to say one. Which one do you say? The 5 born. There you go. So you value the born ones more than the unborn ones? Yeah, it's a mathematical.
بعدش هم آقای امین یه چیزی گفتن که گفتن مثلا مردم هستن که بایستی در واقع تکلیف خودشون رو
El Normo. Oh, the superstar is here. You're going viral, El Normo. The El Normo experience.
How am I going viral?
Because I clipped you and I promoted it and you went viral, but nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows.
What did I say?
It's on John Kitover Vote on YouTube. If you type, let me see if I can find it. I think it might be on this phone. Yep, it is this phone.
Remember what I was talking about?
I think you were talking to Mikhail. Let me find it real quick.
Yelling at him?
Yeah, here.
That's
It's just, I gotta say, it's pretty funny. This app is very funny. I mean, because you get to listen to people, be who they are without being in their proximity. But if you watch that, and then the other one, I think, got 1,000 views next to it as well. I don't know why they get the views, but
1,000 views.
yeah, that's just the algorithm. I didn't actually promote it, but there's another one. I don't know if it's related. Let me see.
Well, that's what we're doing. Telling the government we got money. Fuck no, I'm broke. I'm a broke ass bitch. That's what you tell the government all the time. I'm a broke ass bitch. Better give me.
Anyways, I have a onion. I've got butter now. I made my first Belgian waffle today. I was not really that satisfied with it. It was the consistency. It was kind of still a little too gooey.
Yeah, a little more flour, I guess.
Yeah, I don't really know if I have a measuring cup. I kind of winged it. But better luck next time.
Eyeball it if you use the same cup for everything.
Yeah, that's what I was
Or just order a measuring cup from Amazon.
I know I got one somewhere. But I must have ordered like $400 worth of groceries from Amazon Fresh over 2 days. They brought all the stuff. I got like 8 huge things of water because that's actually the
I've done that too.
most difficult thing to physically carry up and down.
Yeah, I have that delivered.
But
why is he yelling thank you goy? What's the matter with him?
he's all over the place. It's just, I don't know, people will exhibit their worst behavior when given maximum freedom of expression. But I don't know, if you go into these other rooms, like the ICE hate rooms, like Pro Lyrical's rooms.
What is Pro Lyrical?
He's a mathematician professor and a white trash hip hop artist who actually has a following. I think I was telling you about
I
it.
think you mentioned him.
You never talked to him? You don't even remember him. What up, Nick?
Is that the dye your beard?
No, I don't dye my beard. No, that's natural.
Are you talking about the PhD mathematician guy, John?
Yeah, Pro Lyrical. He has a room now. Like, he always has a room going.
Were you you just in chillism pretending to be an Indian guy?
Yeah.
I was laughing. They're like, what is this Indian guy doing? They were. His voices are really good. I will say this, Norm, about John. He'll go in there and troll the room, and sometimes people won't know it's him, and they'll actually take him like serious. Like when he had Tiffany Sotheby, or when he tried to beat Jean-Jacques something, and he would go and debate the news.
No, it was never Jacques.
Jonathan Bing would get so pissed. He's like, Larry's. You can just go out of here. Very, very, very funny. We would troll like Jonathan Bing and debate the news and Cindy Stumple and then Grant Cardone. It was hilarious. So funny.
Yeah, I've been doing
there when they were like arguing over Israel as we always do. And like while I was there, like somehow the room got turned off by God knows what. And so they thought that I did it. Like they thought that I had these magical powers or something. It's very funny.
people often get accused of being me on this app sometimes, and then they get kicked, and then they come back to me and they say, "Bro, I was accused of being you." But they're not. Yeah. They're never that friendly though. I'll tell you, like the number of antagonists on here is impressive. Like I have my secret supporters, people who actually enjoy, my shtick. Yeah, thank you.
I'm one of them. I gotta say that too, John. You've grown on me too over the years. Like at first, I was like, "What's this guy's deal?" And then, like, more rooms you go into, I'm like, "Holy shit! You actually know your shit. You understand it. You get it."
It's like doing a puzzle because most people here are wasting their time and they can't admit that. And they also can't admit that it's just for entertainment. But I just love like roasting people and calling people out and the hypocrisy of their accusations and how it's almost always projection onto me. I'm an evergreen projection machine, just like Donald Trump. Everybody projects onto Trump. He is like a projection totem in the mind's eye that everybody projects against. Like every little thing in their life, like, oh, they didn't clean your streets. You got trash all in your streets. Oh, that's Trump's fault.
What has Donnie done in New York this week to screw things up, Norm? This week, his wife's pro-terrorism tweets came to light, and of course, he declines to denounce them. You know what they did, Norm, in Dearborn here? It's about 30 minutes from there, 45 minutes, depending on traffic. They named a street after a terrorist organization. So unsurprising, right? There's so many YouTube videos of everyone calling out that idiot mayor. And, like, they're never, like, the Muslims gave us Rashid Tlaib, and then the Muslims in Minnesota and Minneapolis gave us Ilham Omar.
Well, you know what? They're dropping like flies. Like if we lost that one guy who pulled the fire alarm, he's gone. We're gonna Crockett with all due respect, she's gonna go.
I thought that was Hakeem Jeffries. You think so?
No, the other guy, the other black guy,
David.
but he's not in Congress anymore, so he doesn't count.
Concrete. First he called like a black person a monkey, then he called me a monkey. I said, dude, people who call blacks and Jews monkeys are called Ku Klux Klanish. I'm talking this to a black guy. Take off your hood, man. It's Black History Month. This was a couple of weeks ago. Stop being a member of the Ku Klux Klan. Like I did total judo on his ass. Huh? Are you talking about resistance? Concrete, he's low IQ. Yeah. Loud and low IQ.
Well, Resistance is the one that threatened to beat up Norm.
Yeah, but when I tried to meet him, he got scared. What?
That's right. You're Washington Square Park, and is like, that's right.
He's been in jail like half his life. He's never met his dad. I mean, I always would troll him and say, what's the difference between Bigfoot and Resistance father? I said, Bigfoot's been spotted.
That's why, Norm, if I was your attorney, I would say I would advise you against meeting him because obviously, like, he has no problem going to prison. So, who knows what he's going to do in public.
I think he's unhinged, David. I think that guy is like crazy.
Well, he does a lot of yelling on the set, that's for sure.
Sometimes he tries to act normal for a while too.
It doesn't last long. There's about like 3 minutes of him that I can stand, maybe 5, Norm, at most. But other than that, nope.
Okay, so Andrew R on here, Mr. Christian. Andrew R, right? So he was, the funny thing is, like, if you're the nicest Christian in the world and you're like Woody from the Toy Story and you just put on this like super pleasant, personality all the time, and you just go on and on and on for hours and hours on, and you vigorously defend trans pronouns, and you've made a pass at a man and get clocked in the face at a party. But what I'm trying to say is, like, he was in a room once and these African Americans are like, "You're a Ted Bundy." And he's like, "Who's that, brother?" And so or John Wayne Gacy, one of the two, and they kept calling him a serial killer kind of guy, And but I don't think anybody's like, honestly, if you look at Clubhouse as a whole, believe it or not, the behavior is actually pretty good on the whole, Like, it's a small community. Everybody here probably knows everybody else, Like, it's a lot, it's not that many people, but for the most part, it's pretty tame, because it's not like people are actually intelligently working together or organizing anything. Unless there's shit happening behind the scenes, which I don't think there is, because so that's my opinion.
Well, you met Diego.
Yeah, randomly at a gas station, not planned. I hear my name. I hear Edmund. I look over and I hear Diego's voice. I go, "Oh, you must be Diego." He didn't get out of his car. He didn't stand up, shake my hand. He just sat there slunched over with a fat belly, dandruff all over his shirt, oily hair. His wife looked straight ahead. His children stayed straight ahead. They never moved. Never moved. We just briefly exchanged a few words, and I said, "Gotta go. I'm going kayaking in the caves in La Jolla. Have a great day. Take care now. Bye-bye." And he was driving an old jalopy, like one of those beach, caddy wagon with the wood paneling and shit. Like, cool car, but honestly, I mean, I prefer a brand new vehicle with all the what bells and whistles, in that kind of heat. I don't know. That's just me.
I thought you lived in New York.
No, that's where the federal government's.
He has a penthouse in New York and also a place in LA.
No, that's where they seized all his cash at that condo.
Allegedly.
No, that's where Robert Taylor's shit. Isn't Alvin Bragg took him down?
Is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
No comment.
I read it. I read his federal indictment. It's Alvin Bragg from the Southern District took him down.
Well, that's presuming that he is who we think he is, but just
no, it's not a presumption. It's him. You know how I know? Because some people on this app really hate him, and they made sure I knew about it. And her name is Hello.
He means Jazzy.
Yep. Some people really.
I met Diego in San Diego. I also met him in New York as well. He was a nice guy. I like Diego. Diego was nice to me anyway.
He's the mission you made.
Yes, I know what he. But in person, he was fine to me.
I've met vicious Jew haters that have not, didn't punch me in the face, but they asked me where my horns were at. And they weren't the nice, they were, once they got their joke out, that was apparently all they wanted, was to make the joke. So there you are.
No, I want to say thanks. Never mind.
You haven't started drinking yet, have you, David? Neither have I. I'm sipping tea. But I am tempted to go get some vodka and some beer and some red wine. Yakov, welcome to Politically Correct. 100 emoji. Tell us something politically correct.
Me?
Yeah. What in your mind, what do you think is politically correct?
No one's politically correct.
No, what topic is
They just
politically correct?
They just don't say what they need, what they want to say.
Isn't that what you do?
No, I'm just saying everyone hides what they really want to say.
Yeah, man, Edwin, how many accounts are you making on Instagram?
They're just.
That's featured Congressperson.
I'm
For
sure.
real? How are you doing?
That is a state secret.
Many years of work. Many years of work.
If he told you, he'd have to kill you.
I have phones go down, and then Instagram says we got to text you, we got to email you. Now you got to do a video selfie. It's like, oh my god! Like,
Gun to the head.
keeping these accounts alive is a pain in the ass. Trust me.
I don't know how the fuck you're doing it.
It's because this goes back 5 years. Because back in the day.
Happy birthday, David. Happy Clubhouse birthday.
Well, back in the day, you could live stream to to Instagram without having 1,000 followers. Now you got to have 1,000 followers. So a lot of the videos, because I have accounts with like 7,000 posts, and it's all like Clubhouse conversations. I got a lot of Roger Mayhem rooms. I think I recorded every Roger Mayhem room I ever listened to. But anyways, it's a lot of content, and it's just you can't go through it because it's so much. You know, how could you go through an Instagram account with 7,000 videos? You know, let alone some of the videos are like 3 hours long, 18 hours long. Like it's all over the place, but it's a lot of content.
Yeah, Norm, your boy is very mad.
His boy?
Sig is.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw him yesterday. He's like very upset with you people. You people.
David, don't you know that it's all performative, even with that guy? Like, you know, if he got a deal, you know, to come aboard, and he was getting like $240,000 a year to sit on Clown House all day long and host Jew hate rooms, he'd come on board. I'm sure it's all about the money. And you know, I went in there, and I always say it's just a complaint room, and you're a hypocrite now, you know, because fraud is everywhere. And to blame one specific group of people who probably vote Democrat, mind you, I don't know if they vote conservative. I guess it all depends on the politician. But well, anyways, David's gone. So hello, he probably went to go get some vodka, beer, or red wine.
Hey Sarah, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. How's the baby?
Hey Nick. Yeah, good. She's a toddler now. She's running around.
Awesome.
Talking. Yeah, she's super cool. She was standing there and dancing in the park, and because I was like in the queue getting us a couple of drinks, and she was just looking at everybody dancing. She's so fucking cute, man. She's a really cute kid.
It's awesome to hear. Glad to hear that.
How are you doing? How's everyone doing amongst all this shit?
Is it true what they say that making kids is the best part of kids?
What did you say?
It's a Rodney Dangerfield joke. He would say the best part about kids is making them.
The best clip of him was when he was on Johnny Carson. And he's going through his one-liners.
If you go to his website, they have all his one-liners that you can read, and if you read them out loud, they are so funny.
He's a funny guy.
See, I think I tried to. Well, I did create a Rodney Dangerfield AI video, but it doesn't really look like Rodney. You know, I heard you could use deceased people, but it doesn't, you know, do a perfect, you know, Rodney Dangerfield. Splot, welcome. Are you a microwavable meal? Or is that Chipotle? I can't tell. Splot going once.
It's a kosher Mexican food psyop.
Okay, so it's a beautiful day here in Chicago. I'm sure it's beautiful where you're at as well. Wesley is here. It's time to make the most of your day by taking the deepest breath of the day.
It's very foggy this morning, and I feel something.
Oh no.
Danny, are you coming down with something?
Yesterday.
No, it's like 64 and sunny yesterday. Well, it was 64 and rainy here in Michigan. And then at night it cleared up, and my buddy and I, we went to Little Caesars Arena to go to the Pistons game. I gotta say, it was pretty nice. It's a nice new arena.
Well,
Mayor of Detroit was a Democrat. He's a walk away now. He's not a Republican. He's an independent now.
Well, he was already in office, right?
Yeah, but he's running for governor of Michigan, and he's going to run as an independent.
Oh, wow. You know, it's very difficult to run as an independent because of the number of signatures you have to get is like 10x, 15x. It's crazy. The whole system is completely oriented towards Democrat Republican. But I think I found a loophole in Chicago because if you run as a libertarian, you literally show up on the ballot underneath lib, LIB, and you can kind of run unchallenged as a libertarian for the party. So you'll always get the ballot as long as there's no other libertarian. So I'm running for the mayor of Chicago, but I'm running as a libertarian, and I need 15,000 signatures. So we start gathering signatures shortly. Fakebook Meta unfortunately deemed my John for Mayor Instagram account as spam and deleted it. So I'm going to have to recreate it now. But I just bought the Meta Quest 3S. Does anybody have Meta Quest 3S? Is anybody using it? These 3D Meta glasses, goggles, games?
Nah.
Well, I'm prepared to go full lawnmower, man, because, you know, despite our best efforts of trying to unfuck what appears to be So, you know, anyways, I hope to see you all in the metaverse. Lawnmower Man out.
I see you, man.
Just a joke. But honestly, yeah, I'm looking forward to using these MetaQuest 3S glasses because I'm so happy with these Ray-Ban Meta glasses that I bought. They're amazing to be able to film with your glasses. I see Sarah and her husband left because they couldn't talk about the Muslims invading the UK quick enough. They needed to get their dopamine elsewhere, but that's the way the cookie crumbles here in Politically Correct.
How much does that pay to talk about?
I don't know. I think that's how they get their dopamine, but, you know, until they're actually trying to engage their political environment, you know, they're just clubhouse spammers like everybody else. And they have a child now. I hope it was worth it. I hope the sex was good.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Imagine having a baby with somebody and the sex was just awful. Oh, oy vey. I got you pregnant? Are you sure that's my kid? Hello? I had a Persian girl in Beverly Hills call me up and say, "I'm pregnant with your baby." And I was like, "Really?" And I was like, "No way." I was like, "All right, well, what are you going to do?" She's like, "I'm going to have an abortion." I'm like, "All right, well, let me know, you know, if you need any help or if I can financially help you or what you want to do." And then so she called me up and she told me that she went to the Planned Parenthood, but then she left and she couldn't do it. And then she's going to go back. And so I was like, "All right, well, good luck and God bless." And then I think like a year later, she calls me back up. She goes, "Hey, John, by the way, like I was making that whole thing up. I was never pregnant. I was just fucking with you." I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Thanks for all the phone calls. Thanks for all I mean, the hours I probably spent bullshitting, texting, and talking to you about all it, and you were just like, just totally lying to me and just fucking with me. Thank you so little. I kind of laughed. I was like, people are so fucking crazy. It's like, I didn't take any of it, seriously, probably at the moment. But Sarah, welcome back. How is the invasion coming of the UK? Who do you think ultimately is responsible for all these Muslims moving into the UK and its dominions?
It's the Jews. I'm joking. The invasion's going well. We saw that there were 2 Sharia law enforcement officers on horses in Manchester city centre the other night, and the police didn't stop them. So that was really encouraging. I think they're doing very well. Yeah. Ewan, Edwin just asked how the invasion of the UK is going.
I think it's going really well, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they're doing a top job.
Ewan, they've taken over Canada too. It's really bad there.
Oh, dude, the UK is like done. We're out. We're leaving.
Is it bad, Ewan, in Spain, Italy, Germany too? Because they've now the people in Germany are protesting against the Muslims. They're chanting no more Muslims, no more Muslims.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything in Europe now.
I mean, Muhammad is the most common name.
I mean, I feel bad. I'm not even against all Muslims. I actually think that there's a lot of good with that. Hey, you look at Dubai. You look at so even the way that Saudi Arabia is moving, it's moving all in the right direction. They're doing good things, but yeah, man, out here it's becoming crusade territory.
But no, you have the ones that come from shithole countries like Somalia, Nigeria.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's
you're not getting the ones from Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Dubai, Qatar. That's the thing. A lot of those.
Nick, I don't know if you heard this, but the United Arab Emirates has officially cut off scholarships for their own kids to go study in the UK for free.
Really?
Yeah, because there's so many young Muslims that are getting what is it called?
Radicalized.
Radicalized, yeah. So they've stopped basically allowing for free scholarships to go. And the UK is supposed to be one of the best in the world for education.
The
but they're not allowing it anymore. Yeah, that's pretty mainstream news too. You can find it pretty readily.
Well, Rabbona Shalom, Trump, has said that the war is going excellent, that the entire Navy's been obliterated, high value targets have been detonated, and there's been total obliteration, and the Iranians are scrambling as if their cockroach nest has been raided and tipped over and sprayed down, and they don't know where to go because their queen bee has been taken out. And all the other drone in their, the drone bees in their Praetorian Guard have been eliminated, and Hezbollah has been neutered, and the Yemenites are panicked. And guess what? We got the greatest insurance policy ever known to man. It's called Donald Trump, Rabbono Shalom. And I just want to say that I hope you don't consider this haram or blasphemy, but in the history of Islam, there has never been and there never will be a greater or more glorious peace be upon him, prophet than DJT. Donald John Trump. I'm declaring, it's my opinion, of course, not a fact, but it's my opinion in the history of Islam. Muslims will look back, both Sunni and Shia, they will look back and they will know a man known as DJT and what he did in the historical context of Islam. Rabbana Shalom. I am complete. This is Magus. Oh, we have Concrete here. Concrete loves to pontificate uninterrupted. Hello, brother. So, Concrete, are you enthusiastic about the war in Iran and the successes of our U.S. military and our brave and patriotic soldiers?
He's a coward. After all of his dumb, concrete brains pontificating, turns out he's not masculine at all. He's a little sissy coward. But tragic. Aren't you, Concrete? Aren't you a little pussy, sissy coward?
Ooh, those are fighting words, Uncle Norm.
I love this new Norman. Oh my god.
Wow.
I heard him speak the whole time.
I said I love this new Norman.
What's the new Norman?
Oh no, the prior to October 7th Norman is really shitty. This new Norman's better.
You don't like liberals?
No, you were such a liberal cuck before, and now you're getting all MAGA.
Hey, I go where I follow the path of righteousness. We are, after all,
literally, my name is Of Course It's Me, Concrete.
We are a light unto the nation.
Of course it's me.
Right, Concrete? And we don't call people monkeys, Concrete, right? We don't do that.
You gonna keep crying on normal?
No, I haven't cried yet.
Gee whiz.
I'm just calling you out for being a pussy.
You jumped on the MAGA train. I love it.
You gotta stop crying.
I'm just calling you out for being a pussy. I want you to be a man. We need men, not pussies.
I just want to have a conversation with my Jewish homies. Stop crying.
You don't have any Jewish homies.
Hey, stop crying.
No,
bro, the leftists and the Muslims have broken Norman. I love it.
We're exulting in your defeat, Concrete. Exulting. Exaltation. Go ahead, look it up. It's a word.
Rabbana Shalom, I've retitled the room El Normo the Great versus Concrete the Clown. This is the slap bang UFC knockdown clubhouse fight of the day. Ding, ding, ding.
Concrete the inadequate.
John, how's your campaign going? And why can't you ever reset to normal and have a normal conversation?
John, how's your campaign going? Why can't you ever
says you've got like unresolved trauma.
Trauma. I can't engage in any issues. I got nothing to say but whining and complaining. Send them down. Send them down. Send them down. Send them down. Send the monkey down.
Oh boy, he left. He couldn't take it. The heat. Oh man, that pan got too hot. He had to jump out. Well, of course, is here. We can always switch out Concrete for, of course. Of course, what would your biggest complaints be with regards to El Normo the Great?
I don't have any. I thought you were going to ask about the war in Iran. I was going to say that we didn't do it earlier.
Yes, we should have done this long ago.
Well, have no fear of Concrete.
What's next, baby? And we're coming for North Korea.
I have it on.
Do you say Cuba next?
Yeah, Trump's already talked about that he was next.
I know. Cuba Libre. Que vive Cuba Libre.
Libertad, libertad, libertad.
Dude, they've been without power for a week now. It's fucking wild. They're all out there protesting and burning shit down.
Okay, I have it on good authority that Concrete is going to return for a round 2 because the dopamine here is slowly wearing off, and as he goes to another room, he's going to quickly search for more dopamine, and he'll be back. Unfortunately, I don't have gold coins on this account, But I will say, if you want to enhance people's experience on this app, just chuck 2 pennies at them, and you'll see they write back, "Thank you," and they probably even know who I am when I chuck my pennies at them. But for 2 cents, they dance, and they will be here for 8 to 15 hours a day dancing. So once a day, chuck a penny, 2 pennies at them, 2 penny bit. That's what it is. It's a 2 penny bit. And people don't even get paid a second per word here. You might get 2 cents for every 60 words or every 6,000 words. You don't know how hard people got to work for 2 pennies on this app.
Yeah, I missed it. They monetized that. I just came back. I was like, what the fuck are all these things? And I'm like, oh shit, it's TikTok now.
It's so stupid though. It's not like an actual, circulating economy. It's all one way. And it ain't your way. That's the way the coin fucking system works. You can buy coins, you can get gifted coins, but either way, it's such a joke, dude. It's just a fucking joke is all it is. Nobody's cashing out 2 cents, okay? It ain't happening. You might accumulate, I got $20 in my account. Oh, big spender. The thing is, you can't send that money around, which is what makes it so stupid and pointless. So that's the way it is, Stinny is here. Oh, turn off the recording. I'm talking about personal things. Turn the recording off. I'm talking about personal stuff. Oh. It's like the first time I've ever heard her speak, I think, in like years. What a lurker. Stinny's a master Clubhouse lurker. She must be getting shit done listening to these stupid conversations because she doesn't speak that much, at least not, in my memory. Maybe she's just like a YouTube Liver fan. I've got my Clubhouse fans. Oh my God, somebody sent me 10 fucking coins. Sending thanks. I just danced for 5 cents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cents. I'm looking for change. Anybody got any change? I heard a black guy on the street saying that once, and I was like, that is so funny. I was like, he's actually looking for real change in his life, but he's also looking for just coins. And nowadays, since nobody even has coins, like the whole homeless begging for change line, that you can't do that anymore. It just doesn't work. I mean, you can't say, anybody got PayPal? Anybody got a Cash App? Like I'm sure, has anybody heard anybody begging for a Cash App on the street? No, not yet. It's coming. You'll hear it this summer. Yeah, anybody got a cash? Oh man, that's what I'm gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna go on the street with a sign that says "Cash at me $1 right now, please." 6,000 cars every hour. I can't lose. Rabbana Shalom. Well, too bad Concrete left. Fucking pussy. Can't sit here and can't take it in an adversarial room. He would never make it in the military. Because in the military, you got to do what you're told to do. And unfortunately, some people have what's called authority defiance disorder, and they just cannot submit to authority, and they lash out all the time, and then they become unbearable. And you're like, I'm sorry, but I can't work with you anymore. And they're like, why not? And you're like, well, I don't want to work with you anymore. Why not? Well, because you hear how you're saying why not, and you hear how you sound like a demon wailing, if you're a woman. There's just some people you can't work with and that you don't want to work with, but sometimes you gotta work with them. And that means you gotta be flexible. That means when they talk like a piece of trash, you don't respond like a piece of trash. Because they want you to come down to their level, which is trash talking. But see, trash talking is not a priority in the campaign for John Kitover for mayor of Chicago. Our priorities are fiscal responsibility, stop borrowing, stop spending. Let's pay the debt. How do we pay the debt? By growing business and taxing more. And eventually we can tax less because we no longer have to service the debt. But that type of fiscal responsibility and political message is lost, and all the DEI, all the gender, all the racism, and every other topic, including abortion, including Iran, including the Zavs, aka the Vaccinis. Can't even say the word. Everything's medical misinformation out there. Got to censor somebody who's got an opinion. Can't have an opinion on anything these days because green bean fascists, communists, Democrats, and Republicans come in all different shapes, forms, and colors. Some people on here call themselves Republicans, but they don't actually believe in liberty. They're fascists, and they're low IQ fascists. And some Democrat, liberal, socialist, populists on here are also just fascist, communist terrorists. Anyways, there's a whole spectrum. There's no such thing as, these terms. We just have to do an index of people, and leave it at that, because I know probably some good Democrats and I know some good Republicans, but I know a lot of bad Republicans and I know a lot of bad Democrats, just awful Democrats. But I know some really bad Republicans who I would actually just say they're just a Democrat pretending to be a Republican. And that's it. Because Republicanism is actually Protestantism, which is Protestants, people protesting what you might consider immoral and unethical behavior, decision making, and even concepts. For example, if you can't tell me whether or not a man has a penis or a vagina, and you can't say which gender a penis has or which gender a vagina has, well, we might have a failure to communicate. Could it be a problem with the language, or could it be a problem with people projecting their opinion and their reality portal overlapping with my opinion portal? And then we get a friction of opinions because you can't say whether a man has a penis or a woman has a vagina. And if we can't even get together around that one core issue about penises and vaginas, or vaginas and penises, well, we could have a failure to communicate. Some people call it a language barrier disorder. I just call it a lack of empathy for what we would just call basic understandings about words and reality and how we describe things. We don't need vast concepts about what could or could not be. But I would say that God most definitely is trans. And trans is probably the most complicated word in the English language, because when we talk about trans today in 2026, we're not talking about what you think we're talking about. We're talking about transformation. No, not trans. We're talking about transformation. Change. Like I was talking about that black guy earlier on the street begging for change. That's actually what the trans movement is also just begging for in an artistic, protesting way, by demanding that you accept that a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man, and there's no such thing as gender, and sex is something different than gender, and gender is something different than sex. The truth is God is trans, because God is changing all the time, but a man will always be a man, and a woman will always be a woman. Now, this is not hate speech. This is merely word speech. I'm speaking using what we call words. Now, you may not like the way I have structured my words, but I hope you would agree that I have been polite and not hypocritical, nor offensive, nor demeaning, or bullying in any way. I have merely been using my words to describe that God is trans, that a man has what's called a penis, and a woman has what's called a vagina. Now, the fundamental truth will always be that God is trans, but if you are a man and you have a penis, you are a man. And if you are a woman and you have a vagina, you are a woman, a woman. But it's also always important to remember and always think about it, that God is trans because God is changing right now, all the time, right before your very eyes. And I say these words, but never forget and always remember, no matter how many times you hear the contrary, but a man has a penis. And a man that has a penis is a man. And a woman that has what we call a vagina will always be a woman, no matter what they do to that vagina. And a man with a penis, he will always be a man, no matter what they do to that penis. If they slice it and dice it and fold it and fluff it, that man is not a woman because that penis has been mutilated. Now, some might say this could be transphobic. I just want to submit to the humble censorship moderators who will judge my video and my words. It's always important to remember that God is trans and ever changing, but always present as a God. And God is trans. But a woman with a vagina will always be a woman. And a man with a penis will always be a man. Always and forever. Even if you cut it and you slice it and you dice it. Oh, Aurora is here. Hi, Aurora. We're doing a little transcendental magic here. Hi, Aurora. We're talking about how God is trans and how man is a man and a woman is a woman. Oh, Fallon wants to say hello. Hello! This is Transcendental Magic. Welcome, Fallon.
Hey, everybody, how's it going?
We're doing great. We're here doing transcendental meditation. What are you doing?
Nothing, I'm finna light up a bomb, dude.
Bro, are you ready to become trans?
What do you mean by that? Transparent or something, dude?
No, bro. God is trans. A man is a man and a woman is a woman. Do you have a penis?
What the fuck are you on, dude?
Do you have a penis?
Yes, I do, motherfucker.
Then you're a man.
Well,
You'll never be a woman. You are a man.
You don't know me, motherfucker. You don't know me, motherfucker. You don't know me, motherfucker.
Okay, well, Fallon, this is your opportunity to hit that bong and join us in the quest to become the mayor of Chicago. This is John Kitover. Oh, he transed out. He changed quickly. He chose a different room. That's technically...
It was a little trigger.
I should just change the title too. Do you want to be trans? Oh, no, wait. Yeah.
Again, people don't understand the trolling, and they take the app way too serious.
Curious? This will be a trans room for many people. We will trans them.
Okay, if there's a replay, Monica's going to check this out.
No, she doesn't. Oh my God, she is really low IQ, unfortunately. I think she.
Everyone ganged up on her in a room because I have her blocked, and it was hilarious. Everyone was calling her racist, and she was getting so mad. So what she does is she drops herself down to the audience. Then she opens up in a room in her own house, talking about it and turning hand raising off.
The Monica Show.
You've been trolling her for years. It just has gotten better, like within the past 2 years.
She won't tolerate it even for a second. She immediately.
She does not.
Yeah.
She does not tolerate your trolling.
She will not be mocked. Basically, you can tell how. Huh?
You should see what she wrote in the Telegram group about me.
What'd you write?
She wrote that you're so fragile. You always remove me from a room when you're a mod, and you have me blocked, and I can't get back in. And she's like, "Sig, you got to get rid of this fragile person." And I'm like, dude, if your life revolves around a bomb, you got problems, woman.
Yeah. Yo, do you buy produce?
I always go to local farmers markets for produce.
It's so crazy, but like they definitely spray coat like everything, like strawberries, everything. But they gloss it.
Yeah.
They gloss fucking strawberries. I bought some. They're so flavorless. I'm like, I can't believe. Like some.
I used to remember going to like the strawberry fields as a kid and like picking strawberries with my parents. Just something we did, and my mom would make her own jam. Like my mom fucking cooked from scratch, and like same thing with my grandma. That's why she lived till she was like 97, because she didn't eat the shit that they have now. Like RFK was onto something. Yeah, the guy's a little crazy, a little cuckoo in the head, but he's not wrong. All the poisons and the shit in our food. You know, you should look at Trump's diet. That guy eats like total shit. What does he drink? Like 6 cans of Diet Coke a day? 6 or 7? Eats fast food, eats pizza. Likes McDonald's. Warren Buffett still eats McDonald's every day and he's 95.
You know what's interesting? It's like a lot of these rooms I go into, people are like, "Oh, John, why don't you tell us about the election fraud you committed? Explain that." Well, it's so funny. Like, they don't know any of the facts. They don't have any of the documentation. They know nothing other than what one disgusting journalist put a little blurb and said allegedly. And the funniest thing is, this is how you know that political parties are all bullshit, and there's no real like loyalty or faith or religion. There's like they're just like these fake networking groups that stand for nothing because there's no like religious, revitalization through the Republican Party. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just merely like a brand networking thing where people who aren't actually, either Christian or Jewish or even like they stand for nothing. And people just want to be in politics. They just want to see the show, they want to be a part of. But there's like no actual like meetings that where there's like, huh?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Anyway, yeah, I'm just saying that it's like it's basically like a super easy networking group, which is not religious, I suppose. But the thing is, you've never received a pamphlet that says this is the history of the Republican Party, its involvement in the Civil War, post Civil War. Like there's a huge amount of history about the Republican Party that nobody considers, nobody thinks about, nobody wants to talk about it. Never heard a lecture, never heard nothing. It's all just like uh, panache, and Donald Trump, and then oh, you're a maggot. It's like okay, so summarize hundreds of years of American history into one term and call me a maggot. Okay, I can see that this conversation's going places, So I'm just saying you have to be super discerning with the time that you spend listening and speaking, because basically every media person I've ever spoken to, they're basically playing the role of a snitch or a spy. And it's just they create spam, basically against you, not for you. Because the truth is, when you open your mouth, you're putting yourself out there and you can be held liable for what you say. And the saying is the more you think, the more you speak, the further from the truth is. So technically, you got to know anytime you open your mouth, it's going to be used against you in the court of social opinion. So I'm just, but it goes both ways. Because they also subject themselves to being recorded when they speak with you. So you need the full context, in my opinion, to always really truly determine what somebody said. You need the interviewer's sound clips, included. Otherwise, it's a setup generally. It's selective.
Well, you saw the one, the famous one, Bill O'Reilly, right? When he's going off on the cameraman or his producer or whatever. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks. What's hilarious?
So people like us.
The other day, I said, wow, when you think about it, right? That's a great thing if everybody are doing that, even though that's not going to fucking happen to everybody. Let's just keep it real. It's just not. It's not. But that's the only way I wanted to say to you, that's the only way you can hold somebody's feet to the fire. Because I know even if I was 200 pounds, Mississippi, I wouldn't give a fuck about your goddamn opinion. I don't fucking know you, sir. But now if we in community with one another, then you can hold my feet to the fire. And so it becomes bullying when you obsessively go around trying to tell people or trying to hold people feet to the fire who you're not in community with. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing invested in me or you besides just being two PTRs on the stage and you getting a chance to get your shit off and I get the chance to get my shit off. That's different than you know that somebody genuinely cares about you when they're in community with you because they're checking in on you and they're in your real life in one way or the other to help stay, keep you on course, if that makes sense.
Good point, Harley. Right now, if you told me you want to lose 200 pounds, I wouldn't say shit. I wouldn't give a fuck. But if I hear next week say the same thing, then the week after, I'm like, hey, Holly, man, I heard you for the last couple weeks talking about you want to lose weight, man. How you weight loss going? And you tell me you ain't did shit, but normal shit that you do every day, you ain't changed up your routine or diet. At some point, I'd be like, man, I don't want to hear your shit no more, man. You get what I'm saying? It's not me being the bully, it's you volunteering yourself to be put on this pedestal to be critiqued. And that's what I hear when I go in these rooms. When I hear certain ladies come in here or certain gentlemen come in here and give their expressions about whatever relationship or finance or blah, 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 whatever subject matter you want to throw out. If you keep going into the certain type of rooms and you keep having the same rhetoric, but your actions never change by the word, I don't know what you do physically, but your words never change because you comfortable doing what you do, shut the fuck up. That's all I'm saying. I get you, but if I want to eat this chicken and be a fat ass, I'm going to just tell you shit. I'm going to keep ordering this chicken. You keep on doing what you're doing. Keep doing. Well, you got to be my brother. You got to be my brother to hold me. That's not what listen. You know that. They say that. But listen, they want to be skinny, but they doing their fat ass activities. Those are
this is me being genuine, right? There are people that I am accountable to. That I absolutely know in my own life that being accountable to people who are in mentorship over you is beneficial to you. It can be a true North Star, right? But I'm not accountable to anybody, per se on year because there's nothing, we're not in a community like that, right? I'm not in a community. I haven't had that fortune of being in that community, but I have a community. Now, that's how I see it. It's like, if we're not holding each other in some kind of relationship where I know it's real, I'm gonna go back to eating my chicken. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, you may be right. Maybe I'm a fat ass. But goddamn it, then maybe you should be the one to start these communities if you really give a fuck that much. If it's genuine and it's not cyberbullying, then that's what it will be. It's a difference. If you really care about somebody, you're gonna pour into them and you're gonna really do